It's great to be here and give the last presentation because we've all had quite a long day, so I decided to not really speak that much, but really show what a better bank looks like. So we are Holvi, and we are building a better bank. We're a company based in Helsinki, Finland. We're now live in the Finnish market and opening up in key European markets later this year, and then rolling Europe-wide in 2014. The reason why we're here in Switzerland is that even though, a lot of companies target the EU market, we really want to be a European company, and we don't want to skip Switzerland. And I also have a lot of family connections to Switzerland, which is why I come here quite often. So I start with a little background and then really show what a better bank looks like. Banking, two divisions, investment banking, retail banking. What we're focusing on is squarely on the retail banking angle, the utility banking part. The interesting thing is that when you look at retail banking customers, only 20% of the customers are actually profitable. So the 80% of customers are not profitable for the bank. The reason why the 20% are profitable is the customers with large balances, whether asset or liability balances, so loans or money to invest. The rest, 80% who are not profitable, what they're really looking from their bank is utility. So having the current account, receiving payments, making payments. And of course, a corollary to the fact that only 20% are profitable is that the 20% are served. The 80% really are underserved. And who goes to the 80% of underserved? There's a lot of associations, so nonprofits. There's a lot of small businesses, sole proprietorships, freelancers, project-based activities. And this segment of customers is only growing. If you look at the statistics, back in 1820, so early 19th century, 84% of all people were free agents. So basically, they were artisans or having their own business effectively. Then we go to 1980, and only 11% of people were free agents. 89% of people were working for a salary at a company. Whereas now this is rapidly changing. So 42% of people are now self-employed, and this is only growing. And this is a segment to which we provide a banking service that really helps you get things done. So let's meet John, a Holvi customer archetype. So John has many different activities in his life. He's a designer and a sole proprietor. So he basically runs his own business. But he also plays football. That's one part of his life. He's a treasurer of a football association. He's also passionate about music, so he organizes music events. He has a family. He's building a house. And what we bring to John is an account for all of these activities, so he can really manage the activity through his online banking account. So he needs a financial platform. And let me show now what that platform looks like. So this is from the actual service. So this is my personal Holvi account. So as you can see, I participate in multiple different activities, and I have a separate current account, a separate bank account for each of these activities. So all the different areas of my life, I can segregate to separate activities to manage them in that context. But what I'm going to show is one activity that my co-founder at Holvi did called the burning platform. So let's see what a Holvi account looks like. So it's very different from traditional online banking. So it's not a list of credits and debits, but it's actually something where you can see what's happening in your finances. So it's all built around the budget of whatever activity you're doing. So on the left-hand side, you have the income. On the right-hand side, you have the expenses. And in the pie charts, you see in real time how you're doing against your budget. So whenever money comes in, money goes out, it's automatically and in real time updated. So you know at all times how you're doing against your goals. And all of this can be shared. So if you have an activity where you have a project team, or even if you have an account with your spouse, so everybody can see see how you're doing. And there is built-in tools to get income to your account. So there is a built-in online store where you can have products on sale. If you are an artisan, you can sell your products online. If you are running a non-profit association, you can collect your membership fees right inside Holvi. And it's very easy to create new products. And all of the products are included in an automatic online store. So you don't need to do anything else. You don't need to connect it to any other service. You get this right in the Holvi online banking interface. You can also do invoicing through Holvi. And we've really tried to make this so easy that if a person has never sent an invoice in his or her life, with Holvi they can do it. So it's very easy to create a new invoice, and it manages the accounts receivable automatically. So in this activity, all the invoices are paid. If they would not be paid, you'd see if they're late or if you're still waiting for the funds. Of course, you can make payments out, so you can make payments from the Holvi account as you would from any online bank, but you can also give the category so you can file it against your budget. You can also add attachments, so you can include receipts, invoices right in. So you can actually do your bookkeeping right in your online banking account. There's also an expense claim functionality. These guys in this project have not used it, but if you do have travel expenses or have paid some expenses from your own pocket, you can file those expense claims with Holvi and get reimbursed back to your bank account. So these are the basic features for receiving and sending funds from Holvi account. But what we've then taken kind of the patterns that people are familiar from social media. So for example, instead of a list of credits and debits, we give you a feed, like a Facebook feed, where you see all what's happening in your financial activities. And you can comment on these, so you can collaborate if you have a whole team right inside the account. Of course, you get standard reports, so you get the financial reports that you need. For example, if you want to run a project on Holvi and then want to take the accounts to a separate bookkeeping software. And what's really interesting is that we collect, for all the payments that you receive and you send, we collect the data of the payer or the payee, and it automatically collects them in your, what we call a financial address book. So you see all your financial interactions. Who have you received money from? Who have you made payments to? So for example, if you're collecting membership fees for a non-profit, this is automatically your membership registry. You don't need to run that separately in Excel. It's right there in your online banking account. So that's the core of the Holvi account, but it's also we work with a number of partners who extend the functionality. So even though we already have a lot of functionality in the account, we want to let others build on top of the account. And I'll show a couple of examples from crowdfunding. So we've had a lot of discussion about crowdfunding today. In the Finnish market, our first market, the test market that we're live now, so we own over 70% of the crowdfunding market. And it's not something we've built, but people have built crowdfunding solutions on top of the Holvi accounts. So over 70% of crowdfunding activity runs through Holvi accounts. One example, Kiririnki, so they do crowdfunding for athletes, and each of the athletes has a Holvi account. Everybody who contributes to an athlete has a Holvi account. And Mesenaatti, they do creative projects, again, running on top of Holvi. One more quick example of Holvi use. So we had municipal elections in Finland late last year, and we had tens of candidates in the elections running their election campaign using Holvi. So you could take your campaign, make your campaign budget, collect the funding for the campaign, and we also had a feature that you could make your budget completely public. So there was a number of candidates who were brave enough to actually make it completely transparent. Where did they get the funding and how did they spend it? And because what we do there, we facilitate the actual payments, so we really know where the payment is coming from, where the payment is going to. So it's not something that the politician declares, but it's the actual payments. And they were also able to take this data and do the government-mandated filing of their campaign income and expenses. So this is basically the Holvi account. So an account that really helps you get things done, no matter what your activity is. And I'll finish with a couple of, actually quickly about our team. So we're a team of 10 people now, 8 people in Finland, 1 person in Lithuania and 1 in Belgium. So really an international team. We're backed by angel investors and folks in the financial industry. So we have 1 bank CEO, 1 payment clearinghouse CEO as the backers. And a couple of comments from our customers. So we already have over 1,000 organizations using the platform in Finland in our test market, and we're coming to Europe very soon. You should go to our site, to our waiting list and subscribe, so then you'll get to know firsthand when we come to Switzerland in this case, or Germany. So actually Germany, Holland and Ireland are the first markets that we're coming to. So thank you. That's very brief demo of what a better bank looks like. And if you have questions, then go ahead.
Any questions? Yeah.
So you are a bank. You have a banking license.
We don't have a banking license. We are regulated under the EU Payment Service Directive. What that means is that we have the right to hold customer funds. We have the right to receive payments and make payments. So from the customer perspective, we issue them their current account. The difference to a banking license is that the customer funds are not on our balance sheet, but they are held at our banking partners. So the client's funds are on the balance sheets of our banking partners. And our main partner is the largest Nordic bank, Nordea. So we are a regulated entity by the Finnish Financial Supervisory Authority under the EU Payment Service Directive.
So every account which is on your platform is also an account on the bank, in the bank?
So the bank keeps the aggregated pooled client funds.
Okay, thanks.
And since you're now spreading across Europe and probably going internationally soon, I guess.
Yep.
It doesn't matter in which currency you operate your account?
So at the moment we are euro only, and that's where we're starting from. So from a regulatory point of view, anybody within the EU or European Economic Area can open up an account. It's issued for the time being only in euros. The next currencies coming up are the UK pound, Polish zloty, and then Switzerland and the Nordic currencies.
All right.
More questions?
Since you don't have any banking license, you are not able to use the money. If this is the case, then how you get the revenue, or from where do you get your revenue part?
Yeah, so we're not based on the standard banking model, so we don't do the asset liability arbitrage. So we basically just keep the client funds at our partner banks, and where we get our revenue is purely from service fees. So opening up the Holvi account is free. There is no monthly charge, but whenever you receive or make payments, there is a service fee. So the service fee is 90 cents, euro cents, for receiving and making payments. And if it's funded by a card, then it's 90 cents plus 3%.
Do you also have other systems that you can integrate, like virtual currencies or bonus points or anything else that could be another integrated service?
So we get a lot of questions about Bitcoin.
No, just generally. I mean, there's many systems that could be integrated via API. So we get a lot of questions about Bitcoin. That's something that we're not doing in the near future. We do have an open API, so the integrations that I showed to crowdfunding, they're really not something that we built. They've used our standard API. The API is still for a limited set of partners, so we want to, from an operational perspective, just
make sure that it works with a limited set of partners before opening that up to all comers.
It could be interesting for example, loyalty programs.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why you could not integrate a loyalty program into Holvi. No.
All right.
More questions? Yeah.
Since your revenue part is based on the fees of the transactions.
Yep.
And are you thinking about getting into competition with PayPal and credit companies for online payments?
In a way, we already compete with PayPal. So, for example, the integrated online store that we have. So instead of having a PayPal account and a separate online store, people can use the integrated store. But we're not really directly competing with PayPal or other players who really target squarely the payment acceptance part. So what we're really aiming at is a bank replacement. So we are your primary banking relationship, but we just add a lot of additional value on top of what you traditionally think a current account should include.
Further questions? Thank you very much.
And I can mention still I'm going to be in Zurich tomorrow and then Munich Thursday and Friday. So if anybody is in those cities and wants to talk in more depth, then get in touch.